In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 10 very obscure tips and tricks for every single map. Let's get into it. So the first map I brought you onto is Border, and for Border, you can actually get invisible Kapkan traps if you have Kapkan's Elite skin. What I mean by this is if you go to this couch right here inside of CC and Break Room, you can actually go right here, and now you have invisible Kapkan traps. You can even stack them too. You get 1, 2, 3, and then invisible Kapkan traps. These are extremely hard to see, and if you're not looking for them, you're not going to see them. Your brain's just going to automatically assume that it's a part of the couch. The third one might give it away a little bit, but again, if you have Kapkan's Elite, it's very hard to spot. So yeah, that is my tip for Border. My next tip is for Bang. As you can see, I'm in the lobby room. If you go all the way into Lone Office, however, I can give you a very nice Echo Cam spot. So for this Echo Cam spot, you're going to go on the left side of this archway right here and just walk straight into it. Once you've done that, aim the white dot on your crosshair right above the center of this pillar right here, but inside the rectangle. So as you can see, I'm going to aim it right here, and it puts your Echo Cam above the pillar. Now, if you look on it and you turn it around, this is a very, very good Echo Cam. It gets all of lobby, and you can see anybody trying to sneak up your banana stairs into Trump. Now, even with the white outline outside of my Echo Cam, if I'm not looking at it, this is extremely hard to see, and if you're an attacker without the white outline, it's going to be virtually impossible for you to find. My next tip is going to bring you into Consulate, and there's a really cool drone spot that you can get here that is pretty common, but I don't see a lot of people using pretty often. So, you go outside the building with your drone, and you go on the right side of the double door, and if you get onto this little plant area right here, there's a drone hole, and this drone hole leads directly into the basement, and you can have a quick way of finding out if they're in the basement instead of going through the garage drone hole where your cam is probably going to get shot anyways. This camera is great, especially if you're trying to push from back sight and you want to be able to rush through this hallway. You can easily just have your camera right here to make sure that your path is safe from corners like this one. This is what it looks like from a defender's POV, and as you can see, if you're not really looking for it, it's kind of hard to find. If you're a defender, the main thing you're worrying about is peeking this angle here or peeking this angle here. The last thing you're going to do is swing and peek that drone right there, which is why it's so good. The next map I brought you on is Clubhouse. So if you're an attacker and you're trying to roam clear for a basement push, what you can do is you can come all the way into gym and you can open the gym hatch. This allows you to be able to prone on top of the gym hatch and see all the way down to main stairs through the double door like this. As you can see, if I ping right here and I get on my drone, where I'm looking at is right on the main stairs. So if anybody's trying to rotate up to flank you, or if you just want to be able to see to the bottom of the staircase, you can pretty easily. The next map I'm going to bring you on is Outback, and Outback has these little rafters right here. They are able to actually shoot above if you want to go above the room, and what I do personally is I like to throw flash grenades and frag grenades through these holes. What I do a lot of times, let's just use the Sophia stun for an example, is I'll throw a flash grenade over the arch to be able to flash somebody behind this office desk so that I can push up through this door. Let me show you how it's done. As you can see, I shot it over the rafter like so, and it landed directly here, which would have stunned anybody behind either one of these desks. Even if it didn't and it just exploded based off of timing, it would have also stunned anybody behind this desk, and because nobody was actually stunned and made the stun go off earlier, that all three of these desks are clear. So it's a great way, with no drones and no head clearing, to get information on anybody on the left side of this room so that you can easily just go in swinging on the right. This is also a great drone spot as well. As you can see, I can put it up here. Like I said, if I put it right here, I can watch garage and I can watch all of office. It's pretty nice. If you want to, however, and be able to do this in prep phase, what you can do, let's say I drove my drone in through this door and I drove it all the way up the garage stairs right here. What I could do to get back up there is you can go on the little electrical panels right here. You can jump on top of the electrical panels again, get on the AC duct this time, and then bam, go back up on a very, very powerful drone spot. As you can see, garage, office. The next map is going to be Emerald Plains, and this is an angle that I actually created myself, but if you come all the way into vaults and you impact or shotgun the floor right here, you can get a very tight angle onto the wall for bar. So if you're downstairs and you're playing bar and you want to be able to hold this wall right here, come use this angle once you reinforce these two walls. Just so you can get a better look at it, here's what it looks like with a 2x scope. This is the most common breach on the attacking side for this map, so once they open the breach, you're able to get some pretty tight angles through the floor that they aren't really able to find you from unless you make it very obvious that you're here. The next map is going to be Stadium Bravo. As you can see, I'm on the roof right now. If you spawn on the roof, you can see there's a tiny little drone hole right there. It's on the west side of the map if you didn't know. If I throw my drone all the way over there, And I take myself inside the drone hole and go all the way down where it is. And I look to the left. There's a statue of Tachanka. Also, if you go on the roof of Stadium Bravo, there's these little air ducts here like there are on Coastline. If you get your drone and you drive all the way up to them, and you go inside the drone hole, you actually get a pretty nice hallway watch with a drone that can watch your flank and watch the middle of the hallway for the second floor. The next map I'm going to bring you on is Cafe Dostoevsky. With Cafe, I have two very cool echo cam spots for you. The first echo cam spot can go in this pillar shelf right here. If you're an attacker, the last place you're going to look when you hear an echo cam drone is inside of the bookcase. You're going to be looking at the roof and this roof as such, so pretty cool. But also, if you actually want to hop up and deny the plant right here, or stun anybody that drops from skylight, you can do that. Drive it outside the shelf like this, come all the way up to here, hop it up, and you're able to deny anybody planting right here. Or get anybody that drops skylight if you move the drone just a little bit to the left and hop up right here. The reason this works so well is because it's the perfect height for an echo drone to jump, and that's why it is so good. The next echo cam spot is going to be in kitchen. In kitchen, you want to break this glass door right here. Once you've done that, you're going to try to get as close as you can to this wheel as possible. Once you've done that, pull out your echo drone and aim your white dot of your crosshair on the second to bottom most line in the shelf. Then release and throw, and you should land directly into the bookshelf like this. Once you've done that, drive it further into the shelf to hide it, and you have a very hidden echo cam that can give you information on anybody inside of service. Now, also, if anybody wants to try to plant right here on default, you can pop this echo cam out right here, hop up, stun them, hop down, and hide it back under this little shelf right here. Overall, pretty useful and pretty creative. I have a lot of these cams like this on my YouTube shorts, which you should go check out. But with that out of the way, let's get on to the next map. The next map I'm putting you on is Chalet. With Chalet, this is a great map for Twitch because there's so many drone holes that lead directly to site where Jaeger ADSs are that she's extremely useful. For one, there's the one outside of the site for kitchen. You can drive into here and shoot any ADSs that are behind this little plant rack or behind this pillar for the shield that's commonly right here. Also, if you come in through the drone hole on the other side of the map right here, you can immediately have access to the default camera right here and come in and shoot any ADSs right here. You can do the same thing if you come in through this double door right here. You can shoot this cam. You can come all the way to blue and immediately shoot the other cam as well right here. Or if you want to, you can come back into this drone hole from spawn over here, drive it all the way over here, come in, and shoot the blue cam. Overall, you have access to every single camera in the game through drone holes that are extremely close to site, and that's why Twitch is so good here. There are also an assortment of places that you can put cameras on this map that are really hard for defenders to find. The first one is going to be a blue stairs camera. For example, jump on top of the little ledge right here for blue stairs, then jump on top of this pot, and then you're able to jump on top of the ledge right here to drive your drone all the way to the corner of blue stairs and have a very nice flank drone. Everybody also knows the super common drone spot that goes in the corner right here or on the windowsill right there, but you can also do the same thing but a lot safer from a better vantage point. You jump on top of the plant right here, go all the way on top of it, jump on top of the windowsill like this, drive it all into the little lamp right here, jump it again on top of the door frame, and then, and this is the hard part, you can jump it on top of all of the pots of plants right here. Or you could do it a lot more simply if you just drive your drone up the stairs, get onto the windowsill like you normally would, and just hop it onto this plant right here. And now you have a lot better of a cam that watches K9 and Mezbalk. If you want it even better, you can jump it on top of the plant right here. And now you can see a lot more of bottom fireplace, jungle, and pretty much everything like that. The next map I'm going to bring you on is going to be Canal. So if you're Twitch, or pretty much anybody with drones for that matter, you can throw your drone on top of this little windowsill right here. And now you have a lot of information that you normally wouldn't have been able to have before, especially if you go all the way to the left just like this. You can see anybody sitting in this corner, sitting behind the desk at skylight, or sitting inside of server. If you didn't know also, you can break the windows as well. And now your Twitch drone can actually shoot ADSs and stuff inside the building and shoot Cade Claws off and whatnot. And then you can actually drive your drone into here, which is actually pretty useful because there's drone spots like this where you can get behind the TVs and get an even better drone spot, or you can get on top of the TV, which is what I do with echo cams. And then you have a even nastier angle for Skybridge. And for my next trick, I'm going to bring you onto Villa. One thing that you need to know about Villa is every wall is super tall, meaning that every single wall in Villa is able to be impact tricked. What is impact tricking, you might ask? Well, I have a guide that I'll put in the top right here that explains essentially what that is. But a quick little rundown, you break a hole over a reinforced wall, you throw an impact through that hole, and it essentially takes off any hard breaching that's on this wall right here. So if they put a thermite on it, an ace on it, a habana on it, whatever, you throw an impact through the hole, and it lands right here, and it completely destroys the hard breaching gadget. Very useful, especially in a map like Villa where every single wall is impact trickable, except for the wall on red stairs, which, by the way, this is pretty common, but if you didn't know, this wall is breakable. And it brings you into bikes, where then you are into museum, which also leads you into kitchen. You can completely destroy this as well, and then vault over it like a rotate, and then actually destroy it really quick. Hold on, I'm actually being stupid. Come on, dude. Do your thing where you work. Thank you. Okay, now you're in bikes. You go into museum, and you go into kitchen. Also a very cool angle. You can break the wall right here, and get a nice angle if you're inside of trophy on this archway into anybody that's playing inside of memorial room. So if you are on attack and you roam clear upstairs, you can get a pretty nice angle right here. The next map is going to be Theme Park, arguably the biggest map and hardest map to play for new ranked players, but I'm going to mitigate that for you. If you play Valkyrie, because of how large the map is and how open the spaces are in this map, you can hide very good Valk cameras. A good example of a good Valk camera is the one right here. If you throw it onto this little lift on the top of the roof, just like so, you get a very nice Valk camera that watches all of here, all of inside of bank. It also watches all of bottom and top dragon, and also the walkway in this door, and anybody that opens this wall right here. Speaking of which, I need to tell y'all something. If you're a defender, you need to start reinforcing these two walls. I mean it. Reinforce them. Because good attackers will just open it like this. And then now they have a free angle onto every single rotate you have, especially if they get on the right side. Boom. Now you can't rotate between sites, and it's extremely easy for you to get kills, while it's extremely hard for defenders to defend against it. So, that is another tip. Please, for the love of God, reinforce these walls. Also, if you come into arcade and you break this arcade machine right here and you put a Valkyrie camera in it, it's actually a pretty good Valkyrie camera that'll watch most of bottom arcade for you if anybody tries to push split or from barrels. This being said, if you want to have a better Valkyrie camera that watches both bottom and top arcade, you can throw it anywhere on this alien spaceship right here, anywhere on this little tiger guy right here, even through this hole maybe. But there's a lot of open space for Valkyrie cameras. Me personally, I like to put them on light bulbs because they make them extremely hard to see. This is a good example. Now this Valkyrie camera watches top arcade and a little bit of bottom arcade too, but it especially watches the arcade stairs. If you're looking around and you see a light bulb here, the last thing you're going to think is that that's a Valkyrie camera. You're just going to think that it's part of the light bulb and move on, which is why I like it so much. The next map is going to be Oregon. As you can see, I'm in Big Tower, and you can get a nice angle onto anybody that comes in through main stairs or through the armory doorway if they're trying to push your teammates in trophy. So what you can do is you can play anybody that you want to, come all the way into tower, and if you know they're pushing from these two sides of the map, you can get a nice angle onto the main stairs. Also, you can get a pretty nice spawn peek from here as well from anybody that walks onto the left side right here past the black van. The next map I'm going to bring you on is Favela. Do you understand Favela? Me neither. So, I tried my best, but this is a very cool spawn peek that you can do with Favela. So, if you don't know, there's a lot of ways that attackers can actually maneuver themselves into the map. If you come...
Your location has been compromised.
If you come to the back alley of Favela, and you go all the way up, as you can see, there are plenty of rafters that lead all over to the objective, to every single place that you can get inside the building. Also, it's the same thing for below. You can make an alleyway there, you can come over the alleyway over here, there's an alleyway there, there is another alleyway over here, you can go under the map. Like, it's so easy for attackers to maneuver to be able to get inside the objective. But one thing that's always common is they always push
You
right
have been
here.
spotted by hostiles. Fall
Because
back.
the reason they always push here is they always usually have to get this wall open, which means they're either going to come from the right here, or they're either going to come from the left right here. That being said, this is a great run that you can do. Once they spawn in, give it about 2 or 3 seconds and you're able to go to the right and spawn peek, or you can go to the left and spawn peek. You can do the same thing if you go to the window downstairs right here. You can prop open this window, maybe, you know, prep it a little bit, and then once they repel to get the wall open, you just come back over here.
Your location has been compromised.
And shoot them. You can do the same thing with nitro cells, where you throw a nitro cell over here to kill anybody that's on the wall. And overall, it's a very powerful position for you as a defender to push. The next map I'm going to bring you on is going to be Skyscraper. As you can see, if you go onto the roof of Skyscraper, they have another AC duct that you can do. I just actually discovered that about 2 seconds ago. But the main trick I'm going to tell you is actually, if you go to this wall right here, and you go down to the left, to the center of the wall, and you break it with just a punch hole, right, maybe a little bit bigger than that, you can get a direct spawn peek onto where attackers are, and it's very hard for attackers to see it, especially if you do it at the exact angle that I just told you to do it. As you can see from an attacker's POV, it's virtually impossible for them to be able to actually see you and your punch hole. It's only whenever you're on the actual 3 steps right here that you're able to even see it. But, you know, once you get on the top of the staircase, you can't even see the wall, and people are just sprinting down here, so they're not going to see you at all, and you can actually get some free spawn peeks with that exact placement that I just showed you. The next map is going to be Coastline, and Coastline is a very gunfight-sided map, and Azami mitigates this for defenders. So, some very good Azami spots are the one like this. This spot makes it to where anybody that's on top of the big window cannot shoot anybody that's on its rotate, and makes it a lot safer for you to hold Aqua. Another great example is one of the pool table. It allows you to actually hold Aqua and the default plant a lot better. Now, I could honestly go on and on about Azami spots just for this map, and that could be a separate video for its own, but the one that I really wanted to show you is this one right here. Come into VIP, go onto the bookshelf, and go a few inches above this dot right here. And you can get a very tight pixel angle onto the Hall of Fame door that they're unable to shoot you because of this blocking your head.